Most people don't pay much attention to critical thinking. We live in a world of instant gratification, where we react immediately to the headlines, the notifications, and the opinions surrounding us. When someone criticizes you, you snap back. When you see a sensational post on the internet, you often believe it without a second thought. Even with a video like this, many people will listen and assume the information is accurate.
Okay.
But how many of us actually pause to question whether it's true? The truth is, critical thinking is not just a skill. It's a necessary armor for the modern mind. It isn't something we're born with. It's a craft that demands patience, practice, and a brutal honesty with ourselves. Unlike mathematics, there is no simple formula, no add, subtract, or divide method that gives you the correct answer every time. If you want to stop being a puppet to your own emotions, and if you want to avoid being misled by the noise of the world, then you must master the most important ability for growth, critical thinking. So what exactly is critical thinking? It may not be what you think. And more importantly, how can we develop it? Let's start with the basics. Many people think critical thinking is just a skill. In reality, it is much more than that. It is a capability, a combination of different skills, techniques, and ways of thinking that work together. Critical thinking is the ability to think deeply, analyze carefully, and search for the truth. To understand this better, let's compare it to mathematics. Being good at math requires many different abilities: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, formulas, equations, and problem-solving methods. When all these skills work together, you become capable of solving mathematical problems correctly. Critical thinking works the same way. It requires multiple tools and mental habits working together to help us reach conclusions that are accurate, honest, and free from deception. So how do we develop this ability? Three of the most important foundations are self-reflection, self-awareness, self-acceptance. Let's look at them one by one. Number 1. Self-reflection. Self-reflection can be difficult to understand at first. Simply put, it means taking time to examine yourself, asking questions, and digging deeper into the reasons behind your actions, thoughts, and decisions. Think about how a detective investigates a case. When someone is suspected of doing something, investigators ask questions, gather information, and look for the root cause to understand what really happened. Self-reflection is similar. The difference is that instead of questioning other people, you question yourself. You ask, what happened? Why did I do that? What was I really thinking? Unfortunately, most people rarely question themselves. We naturally assume we're right and often fail to recognize our own mistakes. That's exactly why critical thinking must be learned. It doesn't come automatically. Now, let's go to number 2, self-awareness. As you continue asking yourself honest questions without constantly trying to prove that you're right, something important begins to happen. You start seeing yourself more clearly. You begin to understand what happened. Why did it happen? Self-awareness means recognizing your own thoughts, emotions, motivations, and biases. One of the biggest obstacles to self-awareness is our desire to defend ourselves. As long as you believe you're always right, you'll never discover the truth. No one can develop critical thinking while constantly protecting their ego. The willingness to admit that you might be wrong is where real understanding begins. Now, here we go. The last part. This is perhaps the most important part. Number 3, self-acceptance. If you want to discover the truth, you must first be willing to accept the truth about yourself. Many people struggle with something called confirmation bias. This happens when our brains automatically search for evidence that supports our existing beliefs, even when those beliefs are wrong. We naturally want to prove ourselves right. Self-acceptance helps us overcome this tendency. Without it, even when we discover evidence that we're wrong, we'll often make excuses to protect ourselves. Remember this: If you cannot accept your weaknesses and mistakes, you cannot truly grow. People who believe they already know everything stop improving because they no longer see a reason to learn. That's why self-reflection, self-awareness, and self-acceptance are so important. Self-reflection helps us ask the right questions. Self-awareness helps us recognize our biases and understand ourselves more clearly. Self-acceptance gives us the courage to face uncomfortable truths. Together, these abilities help us think more deeply and move closer to the truth. Everything begins with ourselves. When you start analyzing yourself honestly, you begin to see what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why you feel the way you do. And something remarkable starts to happen. You begin to see the world more clearly. You stop lying to yourself. The truth starts revealing itself little by little. Your decisions become clearer. Your emotions become calmer. You stop reacting impulsively to every situation. But it doesn't stop there. As you understand yourself better, you also become better at understanding other people. The insights you gain from your own experiences often help you understand the behavior of those around you. Of course, this doesn't mean everyone thinks exactly the same way. People are different, and their experiences can be very different from yours. However, understanding yourself gives you a useful framework for understanding others. When someone becomes angry, defensive, or emotional, you may begin asking, how would I feel if I were in their situation? Why are they reacting this way? What might they be struggling with internally? Perhaps they haven't accepted a difficult truth about themselves yet. Perhaps they're experiencing the same emotional resistance that I once experienced. Instead of judging them, you develop empathy. You focus on your own growth while understanding that everyone is fighting their own internal battles. This is the mindset of someone with a healthy mind. Over time, life becomes more peaceful. You become more forgiving. You worry less about what others think. You overthink less, and you become more grateful for what you already have. Critical thinking is one of the most valuable abilities we can develop if we want a happier and more successful life. Unfortunately, it's not something that is taught deeply in most schools. And when it is discussed, it's often presented in ways that feel complicated and difficult to understand. That's why I've tried to explain it in the simplest way possible. I don't claim that everything I've shared is 100% correct, and I don't expect everyone to agree with me. I'm still learning, researching, and exploring these ideas myself. But I genuinely believe that every one of us has the ability to think more deeply and more accurately. Before we finish, remember that self-reflection, self-awareness, and self-acceptance are only small parts of critical thinking. As you continue living and learning, you'll discover many more concepts worth exploring. Because life itself is a never-ending journey of learning. And if you want to start thinking more deeply today, begin with 3 simple questions. What? Why? How? Ask these questions consistently, and you'll gradually begin to see things more clearly than ever before. Thank you for watching. I wish all of you continued growth, success, and wisdom in your journey ahead.